name is D Foster 3. I am the host of the Voice Over Now podcast and the Voice Over Today audio podcast. I'm getting ready to do my show and I'm doing my show prep. And, you know, if you've listened to us, we go deep. We do deep dive. And I begin to think one of the reasons that I am so proud of, though it's new, only maybe 2 months old, is that because we take the time to put the work in. We take the time to do the research. I think last week may have been one of the first reaction through an article, but what I'm doing now, I'm taking a deep dive for this week's content. One of the reasons that most people do not have confidence in media is because there's no work put in. It's just, I heard from another podcaster, another media source, I repeat, without going deep and putting in the work. Well, here at the Voice Over Now podcast, we put in the work. We put in hours of research. We talk to people that are specialists in this particular area. This week, every Wednesday, in case you didn't know, we upload a brand new audio podcast entitled The Voice Over Today audio podcast. That's audio. And on that podcast, we have our eyes on the culture and we dive deep and we try to bring relative practical solutions that will benefit the culture. This week, the title is Public Apology or Public Relations. You know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about the viral apology that P. Diddy did on Sunday. So I'm going to talk about that. Public apology or public relations. And then for our Friday, every Friday at 5 p.m., we have the upload of the live version of the virtual Voice Over Now podcast, where if you like reliable, if you like relevant, real, and educational information, that's where you come. We do deep dives into cultural topics, politics, religion, financial. This week, let's leave color out and deal with the facts. Former, as people like to say it, State Attorney Marilyn Mosby is seeking a presidential pardon from the now President Joe Biden, claiming that this was a simple attack on her liberal policies as prosecutor, among many other things. We're going to dive deep into that, only with the facts, not with rose-colored glasses, not being colorblind, but right here on the Voice Over Now audio podcast, or the Voice Over podcast every Friday, and the Voice Over Today audio podcast. That's all you're going to get. My opinion becomes very little when it comes to interpreting the facts. If you haven't, right here on this network, every Wednesday and every Friday, and I have some other podcasts, but I'm talking about Wednesday and Friday, hit it right here. The Voice Over Today audio podcast. A live update at 12 noon. And then every Friday, the Voice Over Now podcast. If you like it real, if you like it relevant, and if you like it factual, to the best of our knowledge, this is where I encourage you to come. Like this, share this, follow us. I got to finish doing my research for my 2 podcasts this week. Check you out then. Peace.